Is God the Alpha and the Omega? We're going to talk about that today. Revelations 1:8. I am the Alpha and the Omega. To first understand what that means, you have to find out what an Alpha and Omega is. In wolf packs, the Alpha is the one in charge, the one who is the best fighter, the one who is the best leader, the one that's in charge of pretty much everything. They determine who's hunting when and where and why, and they are the top of the food chain in that area. They tell what's going on. They get first pick of the food. They get first pick of everything. They get first pick of the women. They get first pick of everything. Alpha is in charge. But the Omega's at the bottom. When you look at the phrase, I am the Alpha and the Omega, most people like to think of Alpha and Omega as these two powerful positions that make you in charge of pretty much everything. And a lot of times when people look at what God is, they're like, "Oh yeah, God is the Alpha and Omega. He's he's in charge." And they always look at, because Omega is next to Alpha in the Bible, people think that Omega is a higher position or or secondary high position to that, but that's not true. The second hand to an Alpha is actually the Beta. So why does God say he's an Omega? An Omega, if you look at wolves, an Omega is the one that rolls over for everyone else. An Omega is the one that submits to everyone else. He takes the beatings from everyone else. He takes the full brunt of everyone else's anger and frustration. In the wolf pack, he is the first one who's probably going to die if the wolves all, are running away from something. The Omega is the sacrifice. The Omega is the bottom, the sub. God said he was the Alpha and the Omega because he is. He created everything. And he still submitted to all of us when he was Jesus. I advise everybody to look at the Passion of Christ at least once and see the kind of beatings he took from his pack, his people, his loved ones, so that we could all live. He became the Omega for us. He's the Alpha. But unlike most Alphas, he was willing to submit his position and become an Omega for all of us when he wrapped himself in flesh and died for us. He constantly submitted himself to doing the service of the Alpha when he was God, and still remained Alpha and Omega at the same time. The verse continues to go on to say how he's the beginning and the end. But when you look into it, remember that he was the beginning of it all. He started it all. Let there be light. Let there be. And there was. And it was good. But then when he says there is the end, that he is the end, he is the end. He took away all of our sins. And the only thing we have to do is submit like he did for us. And the difference is we're not alphas. We don't have a reason not to. If our alpha could submit to all of us and become our omega so that we don't have to be the Omega, then we should have no problem submitting to him. We should have no problem submitting to others if necessary. Stop trying to be an alpha. Stop trying to be a beta. Stop trying to be all these other positions in all these other groups. If you're meant to be it, you'll be it. But stop trying to be something you're not. Because God already took the two positions. God took the best position. And he took the worst. You should just be happy with what you got. Alright? This is Lawrence. And another message to you guys. Don't stay silent. Because you got something to say too.